Hello, R J Dent in my library, and going to be looking at the works of Stevie Smith today. Now, Stevie Smith was a poet, novelist, essayist, and primarily known as a poet, very famous, won the Queen's Medal for Poetry and a variety of other things, the Cholmondeley Award for Poetry, Queen's Gold Medal. She was born in 1902. And I think probably her most famous poem, or one that most people seem to know of, is Not Waving but Drowning, which was the name of a collection as well as the actual poem itself. So if we have a look here, the first book I'd like to look at, the Collected Poems of Stevie Smith, and if we have it with a picture of her on the front, and if we have a look at the contents page, what we have there is A Good Time Was Had by All, her most famous, well, her first debut poetry collection. Tender Only to One, Mother What Is Man, Harold's Leap, very amusing, Not Waving but Drowning, Funny but Sad, Poems, not very imaginative title there for a collection, Scorpion and Other Poems. Okay, and there we have it. So it is the collected works, or the collected poems of Stevie Smith, and is very good. If you're not familiar with Stevie Smith, I would recommend you get hold of this and have a read, because she is good. She's very good. Right, the next one, her first novel, novel on yellow paper. Now, if I remember, let me just check this. This came out in 1936. If I give you an extract from the blurb, reader, I will give you a warning. This is a foot off the ground novel that came by the left hand. Okay. Novel casts an acute sidelong look at London life in the 30s. It remains one of the most distinguished fictions of this century. And so there you have. So semi-autobiographical, very funny. Follow on from that. If I read beautiful, richly melancholy, like those hot summer days when it is so full that calm before the autumn it quite ravishes me. When I read it, the tears stream down my face. Best known for her poetry, Stevie Smith wrote only 3 novels, of which Novel on Yellow Paper is perhaps the most famous, but The Holiday, as she testifies above, was her favourite. Okay, I quite like this one. I do prefer Novel on Yellow Paper, but The Holiday is good, and so is this one, Over the Frontier. I would say out of all of them, this is probably my favourite. Published in 1938. It shares the poetic qualities, quirky humour and caustic wit common to all of her work. It's unlike anything that Stevie Smith wrote. It's a fantastic tale of adventure and intrigue. Lovely, really nice. I enjoyed it very much. And then finally we have the uncollected writings. Obviously that's not the case now because they're collected in this collection, but Me Again is cool. And again, if I can just check this, so 1981, and it's a really interesting collection because it has got, as I'll show you, not only is it illustrated by Stevie Smith, but it's got stories, essays, reviews, letters, and a radio play, The Turn Outside. Okay, and it's very, very comprehensive. And if you want an insight into Stevie Smith, this is probably the book to get. All in all, a very good collection of works by Stevie Smith, which I'm very pleased and proud to have in my library.